Hi, I'm Jack McCollum. I started off as most Southern Americans do in their belief. I grew up in a Baptist church, went to church every day, and my parents grew up in the church and they were consistently pouring into me. My biggest role model growing up was absolutely my dad. Every Sunday, even if we were all sick, and we didn't want to get other people sick at church, sit us all down in the den. We would have our own little Sunday school and mini sermon with my dad, and he was great about that. My first true impression of God was when I was in the waiting room when my dad was, in the ICU on life support, and I was in there with my whole family, and it was probably an hour before he died. My grandpa called everybody together and said he was going to pray, and he started the prayer with, "God, I know this is a selfish prayer." And it made me kind of angry then, but then I realized that why it was a selfish prayer, that we, as God's creation, were in no position to demand anything from him, and that just to show where my position was and what his was. When he died in 2015, I think that really hurt me, but it reassured my faith so much that when he died, that I would have this hope that I could see him again, and that just really, grounded me in my faith. And then as time, went on from that point, I was 10, and I kind of grew complacent and just, this was my faith. I said it, I went through the motions, but it was just a point of complacency after a couple years. 2020, when COVID came around, I was in the same position as many other people were, where I was alone in my house, no social interactions. I'm a big extrovert, so that was a big loss for me. I grew lonely, and I'd never got further into my faith, and I realized how shallow it was of a faith, and I was just in a dark, desperate place for a year where I didn't know what to do. Every day became a plea with God of, why am I here? Why am I put in this position now? Why is this happening to me? And it grew into a place of self-righteousness where I thought I was better than everyone else and that this is only happening to me. And I was just stuck there for so long, and it hurt so bad to be in that place. One of my friends reached out to me. We went to midweek here at Carmel. I just started to realize that I wasn't as lonely as I thought. I wasn't picked out of the group. I wasn't, isolated from God just because he decided to set me aside. And my anger over the course of a few months started to subside. I got healthier, not only physically, but mentally with that. And my relationship with my friends grew, and my faith started to grow with that. I would go to school and I wasn't scared to, tell people about how my faith was or how I was doing. I stopped lying to myself and other people. My best friend again, who has been asking me to come to the Carmel Church summer camps for 5 years in a row now, I finally said, yeah, I'll do it this year. And I went, and I absolutely loved it. It felt like immediate family. I made friends with so many people. It made me want to start going to church here every week, for Sundays, midweeks, everything. I wanted to fully get involved with it. And so I did, and I met a ton of great leaders. I have all of these people that I'm surrounded by who I know love me and who I know can pour into me faithfully and just everything. And it is fantastic to be in this place rather than where I was 8 years ago or 2 years ago.